A controversial new rule for taking your dogs across the border could soon be rolled back. Earlier this year, you may remember this, the CDC announced new rules to protect against the spread of rabies. So they require all dogs coming into the U.S. to be at least 6 months old, microchipped, and have a CDC dog import form. Those rules originally also required the dogs to have various vaccinations, but that was removed after many people raised concerns about the availability of vaccines. There are also concerns these new rules could add to wait times at the border for those who may not know the certain forms that they need. And that's why Congressman Tim Kennedy is now proposing a permanent pause on these rules that went into effect on August 1st. 7 News senior reporter Maki Becker was there for Kennedy's announcement, and she's breaking down this new proposal and sharing the voices of Western New York dog owners who will be impacted.
If I were in that situation, I would probably think twice before I left and tried to come back with my pet.
Ashley Acevedo is the owner of Wally, a pit bull she adopted from the Buffalo Animal Shelter 11 years ago.
Hi, my love.
She has a lot of questions about new rules from the CDC about bringing a dog over the border into the U.S. Those rules kicked in August 1st and are aimed at stopping the spread of rabies. Here's what they say. Puppies under 6 months old are not allowed into the U.S. from Canada. Dogs must be microchipped, and dog owners need to complete a CDC dog import form online.
These regulations went too far.
But Congressman Tim Kennedy says the new rules would create headaches for dog owners and lead to longer lines for all of us at crossings like the Peace Bridge.
They were overly burdensome. They weren't communicated properly.
And that's why he's introduced a bill called the BARK Act that would put a permanent pause on these new rules.
The bill that I put forward that I hope to pass through Congress this session will roll those regulations back and allow for the free flow of commerce and trade in people and vehicles.
Under Kennedy's plan, puppies under 6 months that have not been in a country at high risk of rabies would be allowed in. The CDC form would go away, and dog owners would give a verbal or written statement about whether their dog has been in a high-risk rabies country. Thomas Eigel is a dog trainer who goes back and forth from Canada to Western New York. He says the current rules make it impossible for Americans to get a young puppy in Canada, like he did with his dog.
Lager here is a Canadian. We got Lager 5 years ago in Canada, brought him into the country when he was 6 weeks old. If that rule was in place today, Lager wouldn't be here with us today, and he wouldn't be happy.
The puppy rules bother Ashley, too.
I volunteer at the Buffalo Animal Shelter, but I'm thinking even adoptions. I don't know how that would work with people adopting pets under 6 months. I have no idea, but if that's a gray area, I think that could negatively impact adoptions as well. So I think a pause is probably good until further information is obtained.
We'll keep you dog owners updated on what happens with that legislation. Maki Becker, 7 News, Buffalo.